Hello, and welcome to the Valley Test Prep website. As you know, we have to take many tests in high school. This website is your tool. You can help improve yourself by playing many of the games, using testing tips and tricks, and testing yourself with practice exams. There is something for everyone. Let's get started with our tour. As you can see, we have a list of all the tests that you'll be taking at Valley on our homepage. We'll get started with the ACT. This ACT has a couple full test review games, a link to the question of the day, full practice tests, and a list of all the ACT subtopics. Let's check out one of these games. You can access one of these games by clicking the link, which you will lose your home page, as you can see, or you can access it by right-clicking on the link and opening it in a new tab. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the new tab.
My name is Major Anderson.
This is Zero Hour Threat Challenge. It is a military combat style game. You are quizzed with ACT type questions as you proceed through the game. Let's test it out.
It is up to you to ensure that this mission is successful. We have teams of individuals like you around the globe working to solve this situation. Do your part, and your team will be able to provide more clues to the code. The code we need to break in order to counteract this threat. I will now turn this briefing over to Sergeant Mandel, your mission commander.
Okay, so we are at the 0 Hour Threat Challenge. They give you a little list of instructions that what you will do on the next screen is select what type of test you are preparing for. Now, we do not take the SAT at Valley High School, but we take the ACT. But I know some of you have signed up to take the SAT at other schools, which is fine. You can use this as a tool to study for it as well. So I am going to select the ACT, and I just want this to be a quick example, so I'm only going to put one question down. My timer is set for 60 seconds, and if I wanted to, I can go back and replay the intro briefing, but instead I'm going to go ahead and jump to level 1. Now, I'm not going to go through these questions individually. I'm just wanting to show you a quick example of what might happen if I played the game. So, it gives you a question that is an ACT level 1 question, and I select an answer, and it told me I was wrong. So, it gives you the correct answer, then I can go ahead and submit.
We now know that the encrypted file is a map of the general location for where the virus will be deployed. Click Receive now to see it.
Before I hit Receive, it will give you a little instruction about your next level. And then once I hit Receive, it'll give me details about my performance.
Your team's sorry performance is not helping us stop this virus at all. Headquarters need some time to determine our next course of action. Take 5 and prep for your next assignment. Click the Continue button to report back.
Alright, so we can continue through the game, and if I get enough questions right, I'm able to proceed to the next level and start discovering what my map is showing me. So I'm actually going to go back to our ACT website. Now, another game that I have listed on here is a free ACT SAT review app. Now, you can play with your friends on your phone. With this app, you can download it, your friends can download it, you guys can ask each other questions throughout the day and earn points. You guys get to compare your learning with each other. Now, in the question of the day link, you are sent to the official ACT website where each day a different ACT question is posted. So here we have an ACT question for, in this case, Wednesday, July 30th, 2014. And then you're able to select the answer. And it will tell you if your answer is right or wrong as you select it. Okay, so it told me I was incorrect. So each day there will be a different question available for you. Also on the ACT website, there are 3 online practice tests that you can go through. You can test your knowledge, see where you're at and how you are scoring. And based on your scores, you can see what type of sub-test preparation topic you need to go over more. So we'll go ahead and look at the science subtest. All right, as you can see in each of the subtest categories, I have a game section set up, tips and tricks, and sample questions and practice tests. So what you can do is go in and play a game, and if you're not doing so well, you can go back to the tips and tricks and watch a video or read a game theory tip to improve your score. You can go back then and play the game. Now, once you feel confident in your gaming experience, you can go and answer some of the sample questions here at the bottom or take a practice test. I have 77 different options of practice tests online available for you. So let's go ahead and look at a Jeopardy review game. Now you can take a look. We can also play this game on the iPad. Now I'm just playing by myself right now, but you can convince your teacher to have your class play this together. Then you guys can compete for points. So I adjust to one team. I don't want to use a timer right now, but I do want Final Jeopardy. So I'm going to go ahead and play. So I'm going to click on the first question. It says following instructions. It says, what should you do before arriving at the testing center? I think I should probably be comfortable with my instructions. So I'm going to go ahead and see the answer. Yes, memorize the instructions to save time. So then I can go back and adjust my scores. I got that correct, so I'm going to go ahead and give myself 10 points. So back to the home screen. As you can see, it's crossed it off. You can play this by yourself with a friend or, like I said, convince your teacher to be able to play it as a whole class. All right. So now we have different tips and tricks, and these just bring you to game theory tips, also different videos. So I can show you an example of what type of video you might be looking at. So here it tells you different steps that you might do in research summaries in the science category.
The ACT Science Test measures your skills in interpretation, analysis, evaluation, reasoning, and problem-solving skills as they apply to the study of the natural sciences. The questions require you to recognize and understand basic concepts related to the information contained within the passages.
Okay, so each of these videos are about 5 minutes long, and it does cover each of the topics you might encounter on the science exam. So again, once you feel comfortable with the games, and if you are a little faulty on those, you can always help yourself out to the tips and tricks. And then once you feel comfortable and you want to test out your learning, you can take any of the practice tests. Let's go ahead and go back to my ACT homepage, which, as you can see, all the home pages are linked right here on the right side of the screen. So, as you can see, we've got science, English, reading comprehension, and math. So in the English section, just taking a look, as you can see, we have games set up, tips and tricks, and again, practice questions or tests. So all the sections are set up in this format. So I'm going to go back to my home page and check out my ASVAB test. Now I know some of you will never take that ASVAB, and some of you really want to take that ASVAB because you want to go into some form of military science for your career after high school. So at the ASVAB, we have our different sections of that test. You've got general science, arithmetic reasoning, word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, auto and shop information, my favorite, mathematical knowledge, mechanical comprehension, and electronics information. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the general science. At general science, again, I have games set up. There's flashcards, so this is kind of your review tool if you're not doing so well on the games. And then it has sample test questions that you can quiz yourself and test your knowledge. So I'm going to go ahead and check out this scatter game. So this scatter game, it says, make everything disappear. Drag corresponding items onto each other to make them disappear. I'm going to go ahead and start the game. So here it gives me some time. It's timing my performance, and I'm supposed to match them up. So I'm going to stick I'm looking. Okay, carry oxygenated blood away from the heart. I know that is the arteries, so I'm going to go ahead and match that up. And as you can see, it disappeared. Okay, atomic number equals the protons. It disappeared. So you can keep matching these up for them to disappear. And these go over different topics that will be on your ASVAB General Science test. We also have a space race game. Flashcards with sound, which you're probably wondering, what is that? So I'm going to show you what flashcards with sound is. So on the flashcards with sound, it gives you different flashcards of different topics that will be covered on the ASVAB. And I know some of you like to have flashcards that you can cut out and flip back and forth to be able to study, but some of you may just need somebody to read to you. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this sound.
Mnemonic for classification. King Philip came over from Germany soaked.
All right, so mnemonic for classification. The lady read it to you, gave you the definition for it. Okay, moving on with ASVAB, I'm going to go back to my home page so we can take a look at some of the other tests that are available. Now on the compass test, this is available to our seniors at Valley High School. Now at this category, it just has practice tests based on the subject. I do not have games listed in this category because the compass test generally goes over your knowledge over math, science, and English, which in those categories I have plenty of games with. So you can look into those categories to test yourself and study for your compass exam. Back to the home page. We have our end of course exam. Now, in the sophomore year, you will be taking English. Your junior year, you'll be taking biology and algebra 2. And depending on your year, you may be taking history in your sophomore, junior, or senior year. So, we will go ahead and click on biology. That one's listed first. So again, like I said, we have nothing but games here. All right, so games. Cells. Who wants to be a fake millionaire? I'm going to go ahead and check out this game. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Now it says rags to riches. I'm going to hit start. It says the type of microscope that magnifies images up to 1,000,000 times. Ooh, 1,000,000 times. Electron microscope. It says correct. So I just got $200 and I'm moving on up. Now this is set up just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You're given 3 hints instead of your 3 lifelines. And you can go through and answer the questions. You can also compete with your friends if you guys are running on the same game. We also have Hangman Genetics, Rags to Riches Ecology, DNA Scavenger Hunt, and a word search, concentration, flashcards, and matching. You get to choose that game. It gives you all those options that you can choose from. Let's go back to the home page. Now once we get back to the home page, we also have a writing on demand option for you. Now this test you take at the end of the year, usually in the end of May. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now this one has just writing on demand practice questions. These questions are linked to your ACT Quality Core website and will help you in your writing prompts. I'm going to go back to the home page. And this concludes all the test categories that we have on our Valley Test Prep website. Now if you have any suggestions or need help, please join for free. Here at the bottom it says sign in and post to the discussion board. You can come in and join up here. All right, and shoot me a message and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks and have fun.